only way that Oasis are going to like reform is some major money.
I think all the rumours are that it's literally organised for 2025, and I think that's probably the case.
Right then, team, welcome back to the Scratch Record podcast. We've got a really important week. Yeah!
I hate when you start the podcast shouting at people, because I just think, like, that's not what people need.
Sorry. Hi then, team.
Maybe it is what they need. I don't know. I'm making quite a lot of assumptions about our listeners.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, you know, start energy, dwindle off. It's normally like our retention graph, so, you know.
It's actually not.
No?
No. Really strong retention graphs on the podcast.
We have an announcement. We're finally together. We're making it official.
We're not getting divorced.
Oh.
Instantly.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming. We're putting on a festival.
Again.
Yeah. Oh. One festival poster. For those that were listening to the podcast, we've just put the poster up.
New Town Takeover is back.
Town Takeover 2023.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. We've changed the date.
Yes, we have changed the date. The date is now November 4th, which is very important. It is much later, much colder, much more horrible between venues. Joke. Yeah, it's back, baby.
It's back.
4th of November.
We're back.
You can see the lineup behind us if you're watching the video. It's very exciting.
I'm glad that it's here. I'm glad we've got to this point of now it's being shown out to the public again. It's quite pleasant to be in this like space.
I feel like we've teased it quite a lot over the last few episodes and stuff.
Yeah, just very. Yeah, like actually people know. I feel like it's probably gonna come a little bit more out of the blue because I feel like we've teased it, but not really explicitly unless you were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm excited, man.
I'm very excited.
Very,
very excited. What do you think about the lineup? Better?
I think the lineup, I don't want to say better, but I think it's probably a little bit better. I think it's we've gone for a little bit more, I guess, a bit of a wider range probably. A lot of more bands that we don't actually personally know as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got quite a lot of people travelling a bit more than what we did last time. I feel like we had quite a few local ones dotting about, but we've only got a handful on this one, so pretty exciting.
Very exciting. So who are you most excited for? Give a little rundown of what we see on the poster.
What we see on the poster. So what we got on the poster is a blue background. So headline of the festival this year we've got announced so far is Feet and Blondes.
Very strong.
Which is very strong first opener. And then we've got another headliner that is booked. It's booked, not like last year where I feel like we were just tinkering around where a lot of the boxes weren't actually booked, but you know, game's a game.
It'll be more noticeable this year that where there's like blocked out artists, when we announce them, they will fit those gaps. Last year there'd be like a gap that was like tiny, and then this long band name would go into it because it was quite clearly not ready yet. But the full lineup is actually ready, which is a much nicer position to be in.
Oh god, yeah, less stressful.
But yeah, Feet and Blondes, the two headliners so far. I'm so excited about that.
Buzzed.
Both really good pulls.
Yeah.
Really, really good bands in their own right. Different genres. Oh, God,
I keep having to look at the poster to remind myself who we've like etched out and who we could say is playing and who we can say isn't. I'm like, I keep having to look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, don't mention their name.
Yeah, and we've got Lock-In coming down the order, who I think are going to...
Down the order? Open it back?
Yeah. They're batting at 3, to be fair, currently. Pretty good. They're going to put on a good show around here.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've just got quite a lot of fans that are in this local area, which is nice. So it's another band that's we've met a couple of times and they are just fucking good lads. Yeah. I'm just looking forward to having a beer with them.
Again, good after party attendees they are.
Very good vibe.
It's going to kick off in the after party. Brave Liaison, after the new name change. Again, very, very good band. They met a couple of times. Please stop messing around. But another good pull coming in from, I don't even know where they're from. Cambridge.
Hey.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Another further afield.
See.
The Mighty Rolling Thunder.
Local boys.
Which is good. We've implemented a rule. I don't even know if we've said this while we went with them.
No.
That you can't play 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So not a single band from last year will be playing this year. And we've kind of included bands that were booked that didn't play as well.
Yeah.
Like The Claws, Abbey Ozard,
Abbey Ozard.
were booked. That unfortunately couldn't play. They still are ineligible. Ineligible. How is that word said? Illegible. There's no n. Ineligible. Illegible. Illegible is the... They can't play this year. So it's different. But that's why it looks out with people like Rolling Thunder who couldn't play last year, and now we can get them straight in for this year. That's going to be, again, a very good set.
And also we've upped the cap.
Have up the cap.
It's bigger.
It is bigger.
It's a bigger festival.
It's larger. We've changed some of the venues around. Well, one of the venues.
Yeah, so we were at Phipps Albion Bar last year, and we did have Brooklyn Social, for all that you lot know that listen to the podcast, did come to the festival, but they got cancelled. So
not cancelled.
No, we cancelled them. But yeah, so we changed the Phipps one to Charles Bradlaugh, which would be nice.
The TCB.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger and importantly much closer.
And more importantly, a gig venue.
Yes, all important changes to the venue.
Yeah.
And booked not 2 months before.
Yeah.
Again, forget this time last year when we launched, we didn't have all the venues.
Do we not?
No.
Oh.
We launched pre-venues being sorted. Terrifying when you think about it. Yeah, TCB, really excited about that.
Yeah.
They seem quite keen to properly get involved, and it's going to be a very, very good stage. You get a lot of people in that room. And it's going to be, the way we've put the lineup in there, it's going to be rowdy. It's going to be fun. Pyramid stage.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I think the Black Prince is still pyramid stage.
Yeah.
I'd say that is like the other stage, which is actually what it's called. It sounds like I didn't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And they're all within the same postcode. And within like a less than 5-minute walk from each other.
They're all so close now.
There is no trekking down to the other side of town, which is nice. I think that makes a big difference.
I think it makes a huge difference. I also think that we're able now, because the room's bigger, instead of it being like a 250 cap room and then 200 cap rooms, it's now two 250 cap rooms and a 100 cap room. So it now actually makes it so like we can split the lineups nicely. So there actually is two bigger gigs going on, that the headliners there could be headliners in each, so we could split everyone up a little bit nicer.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like last year last year was a little bit like, we put like Second Thoughts in the lab, but the lab kind of lost its steam a little bit towards the end, just because of the style of venue it is, of it being quite foodie and quite like chilled and whatnot. So it lost its steam a touch. Whereas realistically, they probably should have been at Black Prince. Whereas now, because we've got two of them, we can kind of orientate it a little bit better.
I think it's going to be much harder in the best possible way to pick where to go when.
Yeah.
Because I think it is going to be much more like, shit, I really want to see them and them and them.
Yeah.
More so last year, it was like a lot of people wanted to be at the Black Prince and then would venture around to the others just to have like a walk around and see who was playing and stuff. Whereas this is going to be more like hopefully tormenting people into being like, fuck, I really want to see both these people.
That's the goal.
Which is the goal, which I think we'll pull off. So do you want to run through the other names that we've got?
We have Red Shakes are playing.
What is wrong with you? You can't say Red Shakes again. We can't release it when you say that accent.
Red Shakes are playing. Clear Cut, Ed, Charmaine, Grey Adams, Baby Lung, Small Talk, and Kiwi.
Bosh. Yeah, and TSRP After Party this year hosted by BBC Radio 1 DJ Kerry Kosh.
Indeed.
Which is very, very exciting.
We're up in the levels, man.
Yeah.
I feel like this one we have properly up the levels. I feel like it has gone up a step and up stage.
Yeah, it's like very similar, but it's also we've learnt a lot from last year. Like there's slightly less artists and we've spread them out a bit more as well. So there's going to be bigger gaps between bands because it was very tight last year.
Very tight.
Very, very tight. And we ended up, again, because we had 4 venues, it became 3. We then had too many people really for 3 stages.
Yeah.
It wasn't as it was well planned out, but not as, in the end, it didn't quite work the same. So this year it is very much planned for 3 venues, slightly bigger gaps, all a little bit smoother, with sort of, slightly bigger artists across the board, really. So it's it's very exciting.
Also, talking about upping the levels, I think some of those blurred artists are some of the best on the lineup. Yeah, definitely keep an eye out for the full release.
Nice, Triffy.
Good.
Yeah, you're completely correct. Like when looking at it, as you said, like there's names I really want to say that now. I realise are blurred, but there's some good stuff still to come. Very, very good stuff.
And if you can work them out of gear,
Good. I like that. If anyone can actually work them out from the size of the blurs, then we'll give you a free ticket.
Is it Blur?
yep.
God, that'd be so good.
God.
In the lab.
Yeah, definitely not main stage material.
No. Not be the feet or blondes, but they can go in the lab, yeah. That'd be sick.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, if anyone can actually guess a single one of those artists that's not the artists themselves,
Or anyone we've spoken to about.
yeah, then yeah, you can have a free ticket. One. Not even two.
So awkward.
You can have one. You can have 10% off the second one.
Ouch. But you can only buy like the late release one, so
Yeah.
it'll be 30 quid anyway.
It could be 165 pounds.
No. And we're not actually changing the prices.
No, price
Like-
freeze.
Everything else in this industry.
We're battling the cost of living crisis single-handedly, baby.
Yeah, so £15 tickets, openers, and then once first release is gone, it'll be £20 again, and then as we get close to the date, and like third release, it'll be 25.
Yeah, but we are expecting, hopefully, large demand
Oh yeah,
at the start of this. Much more. Obviously, we have a base of people that came last year that we hope will want to come again, and sort of big bands to promote it, and a lot of our own promotions. So those £15 tickets are going to be gone.
Yeah. Within the first week.
Yeah, very, very, very quickly. So if you do want a cheaper ticket, definitely get on board with it early. In fact, listen to this now.
They are live.
They are live. Go and buy one literally right now. If you're driving, you can do it.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Wait for the nearest red light.
Yeah, red light.
Yeah, it's really quick. You can Apple Pay it and stuff. So yeah, you should be sound to do it.
Yeah, it's so easy. So yeah, but to be fair, you have got to get your ticket now if you want.
Yeah,
to
it's
get into it.
genuinely-
It's genuinely going to go really quick. And then especially because we've upped the levels, so there is going to be more tickets, but it's still going to be. There's a lot of people that couldn't come last year that wish they'd come, and we'd spoken to quite a few people that were like, well, that was really good.
Yeah,
So they
Yeah,
said they're
and-
coming again. So I think they'll go pretty
I
sharp.
think they'll go very sharpish actually, because that is when you look around as well. It is really cheap.
Mm.
And not even again bigging ourselves up. We were very open last year. Like we are only trying to cover costs.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make any money, which is why we can keep it so cheap. But when you look at other festivals of a similar ilk,
Yeah.
nothing is £15. £15 is outrageous. Like you now pay like £11-12 to go to like a singular gig at like an Esquires or a Black Prince or somewhere.
Yeah.
Paying an extra couple of quid and you get an entire day is absolutely mental.
It is
So-
wild.
Get it quick because they're going to go. So
Excited, mate.
I'm very, very excited about it this year.
Very excited.
Feels a bit different. Feels like
It feels
last
more
year.
prepped. It feels more like professional. I feel like it's an actual proper thing.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had a lot of learnings from last year that we can implement
God.
and do it in a little slightly better way. But also, the three bands at the top is very exciting. And those Feet and Blondes is like
Just to get him in,
Fun.
just to get him in Northampton is the main thing. I think it's like obviously Northampton is a bit of a town that is what would be the term I'd use?
Shissel.
Yeah,
In culture.
yeah, lacking in everything. So no one ever wants to play here.
Yeah,
And so we start booking them, and then people have to. So
and like I think particularly with these bands and the other headliner as well, like we'll probably never play here again.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons, because they wouldn't, because they're from slightly further afield, and like they are only going to get a lot bigger.
Yeah.
All three of them. So like they're just not going to be playing these venues in Northampton again. This is the chance to see them. And again, pay 15 quid just to see Feet, and then you get 20 other artists that you can see. But like you'd be worth your entry fee just to see one of those two headliners.
Oh God,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
That is what they charge on tour.
Mm.
Really, pretty much. It's like between 12 and 13 quid.
Yeah.
So, hey,
It's looking good. It's looking good. I
tasty.
think
I'm excited.
the artwork is a step up as well.
Yeah.
Loving our little mascot we're introducing now to the branding. It's really sick.
Record.
The colours are little Scratchy's quite good.
Scratchy.
Scratchy and his mate Sniff.
I'm sure there'll be sniff there if needs be.
It's Scratchy and Sniff. That's quite good. And now it's a nice blue colour that you thought it was last year.
Yeah, very funny.
good.
No one else realised that's what I thought it was trying to be. Severely colourblind.
Yeah. So the old purple. You have to tell him his story.
Oh, I thought it was that colour. So nice to actually get the official colour right this time round.
But no, it looks good. It looks really good. After party's going to be sick. Yeah, it's all right. It's all around good. Go and check it out. Link's going to be everywhere. We're going to post a hell of a lot about it. So you should already know probably by the time you listen to this. But
it will be the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Tickets come out.
Tickets came out yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got a question then.
Go on then.
After the old festival's been announced, if you could do a dream festival, so let's take our obviously dream festival out of it. Any venue, any artists. Let's just do your headliners. Who would you pick?
Dead or alive?
Headliners. I think
Alive.
Yeah.
Alive. So
Totally possible.
the Dream Festival headline. And where?
Yeah, and where?
3 of them.
3.
Just
3 of them.
filling the space while I'm thinking.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, 3 of them, and then I want to know where, because it's quite like you could do like a multi-venue festival, but the venue's just really like huge. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Do like Wembley Stadium, Wembley Arena, and another pub in Wembley.
I think logistically it wouldn't work.
Yeah, but that's you know.
Yeah, you got to think about these things, mate.
Well,
Think
yeah.
about these things. I don't think I wouldn't do a field festival. I don't think.
No,
I think I would try and do a multi-venue festival, but like a whole city.
whole city.
Yes, do like a bit like a
Every
dot
single
sort of thing. Well, every single venue in the city would probably
Oh
like
my
a-
god!
like a live at Leeds.
Let's see what you pick.
Probably Leeds because they're all fairly close together, or Nottingham because they are again all pretty much in the same spot. I feel like Nottingham was probably better. Leeds
Yeah.
is there is still a little bit that's like up, like
Yeah, they were
Ben.
close together at Leeds, apart from when they weren't, and they're miles away.
yeah. And then there was like 3 that were in the same vicinity out that
Yeah.
direction, and then the rest of them were in town. So I quite like the idea of a multi-venue festival, and then include like they do with a bigger room. So I'd probably pick one of them 2 cities, and then I would have on the list the headliners. They've got to be big. I'm thinking Blink at the minute, Blink 182 at the minute. I think they've got to be. I would think
It would be good.
while they're touring and current, I think they've got to be there in the headliners. What else am I listening to a lot at the minute?
Machine Gun Kelly. Can't have
God,
my Blink
can't-
and see Machine
I
Gun
can't
Kelly.
just essentially make.
Genuinely, if you put that festival on, I wouldn't even buy a ticket. I wouldn't go.
That's a fucking lie. If I'm putting a festival on, it's Blink 182, Machine Gun Kelly, and someone
I have
else.
no interest in that.
Anyway, yeah, it'd be Blink 182, and then I'm thinking.
Green Day.
No. Oh, what would your dream headliners be? If you could pick 3, what would your dream headliners be?
Okay, so let's think. Am I allowed Oasis? Because they're not dead. They're not technically a band.
No. The band is dead.
Could be revived.
Be surprised.
Okay, if I'm not allowed Oasis, I'd probably again, it's just such personal taste. Like, I don't know if they'd suit it, but I'd definitely have DMAs.
Okay.
I'd definitely have Cortinas,
Tina's.
and then something a bit different. I think Blink's quite a good shout.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy that as well.
Yeah.
It would be quite fun. Because I wouldn't want another one that was too similar to DMAs and Cortinas. I don't want to go there. It's really quite tough, isn't it?
It is tough.
Only 3 is not very many. I'm picturing if I bought tickets to Glastonbury next year, and then they were like, you just write down who you want to play.
Yeah.
Who would you pick? And that's really tough. I do really want to see Blur, to be honest. So I'd be quite tempted to have them.
I have no urge to see Blur.
No urge.
No urge at all. I have literally no urge to see Blur.
Is that because you're upset because of last week they beat me?
No, not even that. Not even that. I like if it's one of them ones where like we had a conversation about it last week about going, and I was like, look, I might go if it's kind of if I'm free. I'm not going to make my diary free for it. Yeah, just not bothered by it. Really not bothered by Blur at all. Like the iconic nature of it just being a really good 90s band. I'd go. But I don't want to spend like 50, 60, 70 quid on the ticket for it.
No.
For me, it's just not fucking worth it. I can't see the reason for it. I don't like it. I'll just think it's just bang average music, personally.
That is outrageous. I think it's more that it's not your type of music.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
being like bang average.
not objectively, obviously, it's a subjective thing. But I'm like, I'd never listen to them and go, "Fuck yeah, that song was so good,"
which is mental.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild. It's a very, very unpopular opinion. But Blur would not interest me at all.
I mean, weirdly enough, for this podcast that we've learned now is that like actual indie rock, Britpop, you don't actually like.
Not really, no.
Which is kind of mental.
Yeah, I like some of it, but it's not really my go-to music taste. Also, I go in waves. I do go in obsessed.
Slowly drifting.
Yeah, slowly drifting. Drifting away.
Okay, well, why don't we combine our lineups then? And it can be Blink-182.
Tinas and DMAs.
Tinas and DMAs. I can go to that, to be fair.
Yeah, that'd be fucking decent. Would you go to that one, Trips?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Only for 2/3.
Yeah, what, Blink and Tinas?
You're not even a DMAs and Tinas fan either, are you?
Not massively, no. I do.
like Tina.
I never listened to the DMAs, although I respect them. The Coursians I listened to. Their Glastonbury set was very good.
Very good. Liam Fraser, unbelievable frontman.
I didn't watch it.
Should watch it. It's good.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to go through and back.
He did a cover of, what was it? Must Be Love. Was that one? Yeah, love. So good. Really good.
Such a fucking tune.
Where would you have it then?
Madness.
Madness would be good.
So good.
Yeah,
Blink Madness. Blink Madness and like
Coursians.
Tinas.
Yeah, you covered a lot of ground there.
I think that'd be good. Blink Madness and Tinas is such a good one.
DMAs can go before Tina.
Yeah, they could open.
That works.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, it would be sick.
Would you say that'd be the goal to do with the festival? Like, like we do like obviously ours is multi-venue at the minute with like smaller bands and whatnot and up and coming stuff. But if we had an opportunity to do like one big stadium and you could put 5 acts on and you just pick 5 really big ones, obviously it's dependent money-wise, but like, would you be interested in doing that? Do you want to try and keep it very show the up and coming off?
I mean, I'd ideally do both. Like, if you had that opportunity and you had like 5, like say I was organising the Blur gig, I'd have put 2 quite small up and coming bands, then a bigger support, and then Blur. Definitely.
Yeah,
like,
I'd have sandwiched them. I'd have been really rogue with it.
You can't really do it just before, because the thing is, I think sometimes it can be more of a hindrance because the crowd just...
We'd open with someone that was really decent. Like, I'd open with someone that was quite big, but not the biggest out of all of them, that's going to get the people there. Then I'd put in a couple of smaller ones that are really decent, and then I'd have, obviously, then second and first.
Yeah, like, for example, a bit like what Jamie T did, although none of them, like the ones that he picked, necessarily are steez or had listened to very much. Yeah. We weren't as bothered, but like he did quite a good job of having like someone a bit different, then a relatively like well-known person, then a couple of quite small bands, and then Idols, James T. You still finish off really strong, but yeah, you mix it up a little bit, have someone quite big, and then have
open with Madness.
But that'd be the mad thing, like at that level, the up-and-coming bands be someone like Wet Leg that are
true,
internationally known still, but are just small on the Wembley scale. It would be quite fun to drop in
like Tom A. Smith.
Yeah.
Or someone like that.
I'd get Opus Kink at Wembley.
That would be mental. That would be mental. Depends who your headliner is, it could work.
Yeah. Idols headliner, Opus Kink would be Idols Wembley would be a fucking huge show anyway. But
my goodness me, there'd be some broken bodies.
Yeah. You have to get extra medics.
Do you think they're potentially like not doing a show? I know they're probably not quite to that scale, but the reason they've not done a show of that magnitude is because of the safety element.
Who? Idols?
Yeah.
I just don't think they're big enough.
No, as in like, but if they do ever get to that sort of size, do you think there'd be a safety element? Because they don't split the standing like they do with like outdoor festivals, where they split it down.
I think it's much easier and safer at a venue of that size than it is in like a 500 cap room. I think it's much easier to implement the safety, have everything set up exactly how you want it. Thousands of medic security barriers, like it's a lot easier. Whereas if you're just in a room, that's when it can get dangerous.
Because it's like Ali Pali. That place is chaos. No matter, like that's a dangerous route.
But that's more dangerous than Wembley, I'd say.
Do you think if it's because it's the same? If you sold it out, it'd be the same magnitude of people. It's just whether or not they would then start implementing like the barrier system, which they don't do it. They don't do it Ali Pali, but they do it like outdoor ones.
You could. That's the thing. You could do what you like. You could do what you want. You'd put so many measures in place because it's so big. Like you hit certain procedures and levels of what you've got to do. Whereas if it's a bit smaller, you can just like we know. Book them and see what happens.
Yeah,
there is no limitation on what you actually need to implement. Whereas a Wembley level thing, I think it's very much. Plus, you're naturally, if you sold that many tickets, you're going to get a lot more people go that aren't as into it.
Yeah, true.
Whereas in a room where it's like hardcore fans, that's when it's going to kick off more, I think. Like, we'd probably go at Wembley and probably wouldn't kill a man. Might.
But that's what made Blur quite interesting when they played Wembley, that it wasn't quite... Was Saturday sold out in the end?
Yeah, the Saturday sold out. Sunday, I think standing had sold out, but it looked like there were less people there.
Yeah, it did look like there was less people there. It was almost like the worst one I've seen at Wembley recently was Motley Crue.
Oh my God.
Did you see the videos? I don't understand how they didn't sell any of the seating around the edge and just had like pop-up chairs in the middle.
And
I was for Motley Crue.
It was the weirdest thing. Like, literally sold like 1,000 tickets and then put them seated in front of the stage.
Why would you book Wembley? I don't understand why Wembley. Like, I feel like that's money changing hands of some description.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you
would pull it as well. Like, I get booking it. Like, they're a big, very well-known band. Maybe they backed it. But as soon as you've sold 10% of tickets, like, instead of going, we'll put some seats out, I'd be like, I'm not playing that game.
No, so I'd not.
No chance. Because I get what they do, obviously, they have Wembley set up for gigs. And people just ram people into slots because you might as well. It'd be so much cheaper for them to book because they're like, it's already ready.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to utilise it, like, across this time period. But yeah, it's a hell of a lot of fucking tickets to sell.
Oh, so many tickets.
There are a very small amount of bands. As Blur, one of the biggest bands in UK history, basically couldn't sell 2 nights. Like, sold 1 and more than 3/4. So it's a good fucking effort. It just shows how many people that is to sell tickets to.
And that's what baffles me by this whole, like when we had the discussion last week, obviously the Billie Eilish and Sam Fender discussion, but when you look at these major pop stars and they do world tours in these venues, you know, like
Taylor Swift.
Did you hear how much money Taylor Swift's earning?
I heard a number, but no, if it's real.
So it's reported that she's earning, that the revenue of the show is 10 million a tour day.
Yeah, I heard 600 million across like a section of the tour.
So yeah, this will probably, apparently this is gonna push her into being a billionaire.
Some people were paying like upwards of 500 quid for obstructed view seats.
Yeah, like behind the stage.
So many.
Have you seen in America? There's like tens of thousands of people just outside, just singing along. Like, don't have tickets, just sing along outside. That is different level of like fandom. To be fair,
it's unbelievable. 10 million a show,
and it was something like every single show she sells. That's hard to say. She could have sold 10 times that amount of tickets.
Yeah,
for every single show, she could do 10 nights at that venue and sell it out.
That's why she's going on a really long tour.
Yeah, so would I. Ever stop.
But that's what makes it quite interesting, because then like you look at Blink 182 and they're doing a very similar thing of like it's a stupidly long tour and they're selling out venues in every fucking country. The magnitude is wild when you look at it. And like then Blur, it kind of puts into perspective the internationally known artists and the local.
Just saying, like we said, like Sam Fender's one of the biggest artists, but like him selling out St James's Park, which is probably maybe not half the size, but a lot smaller than Wembley. Yeah, he did one night there, and that's a huge achievement. Yeah, that's mental to sell that many tickets for him. But like it does really summarise it, that selling out multiple stadiums across the world tour is just different.
It's like Post Malone as well.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones I'll still always go back to when I saw him at the Electric Ballroom. The fact that I saw him in a room for like 1,400 people, and then literally the next time I saw him was at like the NEC.
Yeah.
And like and it was within 2 years. It wasn't even like that long of a difference. And I was like, that magnitude of blow up must be the craziest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And being able to turn up and just be like, right, I'm going to go stand here and sing. Like Ed Sheeran is the one that gets me the most. Is there's no, it's not a show. There's just him, his guitar, and a loop pedal, and I think that is one of the most impressive feats of musical history I just think it's unreal.
The only band really like that would do it is if Oasis did reform.
I don't think they'd be able to go international with them. I don't think they'd be able to. I don't think they'd be able to do like a Blink 182 tour. I don't think they'd be able to do like a Taylor Swift tour.
They would, but also in this country.
Oh, in this country, God,
Like, they would sell Wembley out 10 nights.
They could do every stadium in this country and sell it out, but I think they'd
Do multiple nights
in every stadium. And then I think there'd be certain countries they could go to, they could do that. But I don't know whether they'd be able to do like a Taylor Swift where she just goes to
not Taylor Swift level, no. But
every city in the fucking world. But then again, you know, they obviously have such a big following in places like Brazil and stuff like that. And you just pick and choose and do one in each country. You probably would, but
they could do a massive world tour. But I think they're the only band from this in the UK that has any sort of chance.
No, yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Mental, really.
Totally agree. That's the only. I don't think there is anyone else that, you know, obviously Harry Styles can do it.
Yeah.
He's done some crazy numbers. He did, how many nights did he do in the Forum? He did like 30 nights on the bounce in the
Oh
Forum
my God.
in LA. And that's like the biggest, like he did, it was 30 nights on the bounce. Do you know how fucked up that is? A month in the Forum is one of the wildest things I think I've seen.
How much were tickets?
People were paying anywhere from like $60, $70 to like $500, $600, $700 because they were selling out instantly. And then by the last year, obviously they were easier to get tickets. Like I know a few people that went twice, but like, yeah, it's fucking insane.
That's the level you want to be at. It's like Adele doing like a residency in Vegas, and you just go for like 90 days and play like every other night.
Yeah,
but like you're that popular that you can just literally just play it every night. And
yeah,
people will just pay $200 upwards to come see you.
Yeah,
it's an insane level, really.
Do you think the rest of One Direction are upset with the success that Harry's got?
No.
Do you not think?
Don't think so. I mean, I don't. They're all wankers.
Do you think they're all wankers?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see
Liam Payne's a wanker?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think Noel Horan's not a wanker. I think he seems lovely.
I think the Louis Tomlinson seems lovely.
I think he seems lovely as well.
And
Liam Payne and Zayn Malik look like wankers.
I've not listened to the interview, but he did call her daddy the other day, and it's the first interview he's done in 6 years, and he went on Call Her Daddy. Call me daddy, call her daddy. Call her daddy? Zayn. Call Her Daddy, you know, the one that sold up to Spotify for millions. Left Barstool. It was like the biggest. It was like 100 mil.
Yeah.
Huge
That's
deal.
interesting.
But yeah, it's the first one that he's done since, like, for 6 years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you could because, like, he has done it off his own back of releasing very good music.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't.
And just being on the limelight as well, like just playing the game right, I think as well. But I'd be interested to see whether there was like, I think some of them would be really happy for him, and I think a couple of them would be a bit like, fuck, it could have been me.
Yeah, but then I think also, yeah, you would, but could have been you if you'd have also just played the game right, released good music.
Yeah.
So that is only on yourself. Like, he's not been handed anything that's different to what they've got.
No,
just utilised it so much better.
Probably a little bit prettier.
Yeah, it depends on your type, mate.
Harry Styles is my type.
Yeah, but I do get what you mean. Like, you would be like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He'd be gutted. But I think, that scale that he's done is is the craziest thing that I think I've seen. Like, that sort of numbers and being able to sell any fucking stadium in the fucking country, in the world is fucking insane.
It must be an insane feeling to actually walk out and there's that many people. And you look at Wembley and you're like,
I don't think I'd be able to deal with it.
No.
I don't think I'd be able to deal with that much fame.
No.
Do you think Oasis came back together?
We so nearly did that perfectly into Oasis getting back together as well. We were so close. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't?
No, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I think all the rumours are that it's literally organised for 2025, and I think that's probably the case. But I don't think they'll release any new music. I think they'll just do gigs.
I think they'll do. If they do, I think they'll do 2, and then the rest of the tour will be cancelled.
I think they'll do. I think they'd literally do like. I don't know if they do Nebworth because Liam's kind of done it again now. But maybe I think the Etihad expansion is going to be finished by then, and they might launch it as a stadium venue and do like 10 nights at the Etihad.
They'll be too money hungry. I think they'd want to do a big tour. If they were going to do it, they'd probably want.
I think they're aware that they would never be able to pull off a tour. They just couldn't do it. It's just.
I just see what they could, but I don't know whether they would be able to.
I don't think Liam can physically do it anyway. Like, after like 3 shows, he has to pull out every time. Like,
yeah, his voice is pretty chalked.
So I think they'd do like 10 nights somewhere across a few weeks. So they'd do like a bit like what Blur have done, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but do like that for a month. Maybe the Etihad, which would be sick.
Like a residency.
Just smash it out for a summer. That'd be so cool.
So it would be good, I have to admit. I just don't think it's going to happen. I really can't see it happening. I just think it's not that it's too far gone. I don't think it'll happen in the next 10 years. I think if it does, they'll be like old and decrepit, and they'll need.
I think if it goes much further than that, they won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Liam does not have 5 more years in him.
What, of life?
Well, probably, but mainly it is singing. To be fair, and I think then you don't want to look like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm thinking.
Where you're karaokeing your own songs. Like they've got to do it when they can still actually do it. Like they're both playing huge gigs solo still.
Yeah.
So they are capable of putting on a show. Whereas I think another 5 years and they won't be.
Because the rumour is that they are going to trial it, isn't it? Like the rumour is that it's 2025.
2025 and it's all like booked in. And I think that's when you'll see all this, the PR machine rolling now, where I guarantee there's more stories about them hating each other over the next year or so than there ever has been. It'll be like absolute hatred. There'll be stuff on Twitter, like stories about each other again. Because then to get people further and further and further away from it, it's never ever ever going to happen. And then it's like,
yeah,
gosh, there it is. That's really what
I'd be interested. I just think as a marketing ploy, I don't know whether it'd be. I don't know whether it were. I don't know. I can't see them two actually being in a room. If I don't know, I can't decide whether I think that Liam and Noel hating each other is a pure marketing ploy anyway.
Oh no, it's not a pure marketing ploy anyway.
No, is it like now?
But I think the more and more stuff that starts coming out now is not a coincidence if they're going to play a show.
Yeah.
Historically, there was always increased articles like that around their album launches.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence.
No, it's not a coincidence at all. Like, they'll want to get as relevant as they can, most eyes on them, and people in the least belief it will happen, and then announce it.
God, their supports would have to be something special.
Have to be so good. It would have to be. See, fair, like Stone Roses would probably come and do it.
God,
that would be outrageous.
Fucking hell.
Could you Stone Roses Oasis would be.
We'd have to go.
Oh, my God.
We'd have to go.
I'd go to if they did that, I'd go to multiple nights.
Do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd try for sure.
Definitely multiple nights. They'd have to be, if they did it like that, they'd have to be tactical about how they did it as well. Because there'd be so many people trying to get tickets, and you couldn't have the same people going over and over again, especially if it was in Manchester. It'd be so hard.
It'd be so tough.
The demand, even if they did like 10 nights, they'd have so much more demand than that.
I can half see it happening and it being like, and they'd do like a couple of nights in Saudi.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be.
I'd be so. I could just see it happening, like the Saudi being like, "Yeah, do you want to come do a gig here for like 100 mil?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, that's for sure."
Imagine Oasis reformed and all the gigs are in Saudi. Oh God,
I can just see it happening. I can just see the only way that Oasis are gonna like reform is some major money.
Oasis in the desert. I've marketed it.
Oasis in the desert, and they do it like a boxing fight. It's like all the press is like a boxing. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I think it will happen at some point, but I think it will just be a few gigs. I don't think it will be a world tour. I don't think they'll release new music. I don't think they'll be able to.
No, I don't think they'll be able to release new music. I just don't think the worlds collide enough now. Like they started to rift so far.
If they released new music, it would be Noel goes, "I've written a song. Do you just want to sing it?"
Yeah,
release it as an Oasis song, which
literally is what happened anyway.
Essentially, yeah. But like, it wouldn't be a collaborative, like, right, let's write an Oasis track. It would be like, yeah, I've already written it. Do you want to sing it?
Yeah.
Probably not. Okay, fine.
I hope they do it, and it like for the sake of the kids. I know it sounds bad, but like, you know, your uncle and your cousins you don't ever see and shit like that. I always think of that when I think of Oasis. I just always think of your uncle. Yeah. No, I always think of the kids. Like of their families, I do. I just think it's really harsh, and like their mum, like they must be like if it's genuinely
their kids.
Yeah, no, just random fucking kids. No, that's what I said. Like, so your uncle and your cousins and stuff. My uncle. Why is my uncle relevant to this? You know what I'm trying to say.
Liam Gallagher's uncle.
Oh, please, someone else explain it.
Can anyone else explain it?
I think what he means is the family members of Noel and Liam.
So, like Aeneas,
yeah,
her uncle is Liam,
correct,
and her cousins are his kids,
yeah,
and none of them ever see each other,
right,
because of their spat.
Yeah,
that's the bit that I just think is just a bit.
So they do.
I don't fucking know.
I think they do.
I'm pretty sure.
I think she's quite good mates with Jean Gallagher. I could be.
Yeah,
wrong.
no, they absolutely do.
Home.
But
So that was a really good point.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks.
yeah, but yeah, regardless, to be fucking sick. Fingers crossed. Let's see. This time in 2 years, might be going.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Should we do a draft this week, Jim?
Yeah, let's draft it up.
Wait, draft. Did you get any jingles done, Trips?
Nope. I was horribly sick for 3 days.
Oh, I told you he'd moan about it.
Yeah,
You asked.
you are. I think we need a bingo card for the podcast.
For what Trips is going to say?
Yeah.
Me talking about my job or
Yeah.
being ill.
Yeah, your job
Specifically avoid your job on the podcast, which is quite good.
Yeah,
Because I don't really talk.
for a reason.
Do you?
I will say this. I did sit down and try and make jingles. And I was
You
basically
got shingles.
like, I got shingles and couldn't do it.
Just couldn't stand up.
I tried to write
That's shin
shingles.
splints, not shingle.
And then immediately I was like, how the fuck do I do this? I was just so overwhelmed with trying to make like a 5-second piece of music that I couldn't do it.
Just Google jingle noise and just record
Yeah,
jingles over it.
Maybe I'll try and do that next week, although realistically,
Probably won't. Love it.
one day it might happen.
They might do.
Again,
Done it.
can you send me that and I'll clip it?
You should do it in like, you should do a jingle but do a different genre every week.
That would be good, like based on what the draft is.
Yeah.
Well, it's all indie anyway, so.
Everybody's in.
That's it. TikTok comments seem to disagree with that.
Oh, they're so angry.
God, TikTok's so angry at us.
So angry.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Instagram was for a bit as well, to be fair.
Yeah, well,
on that
come and
draft.
gone.
Yeah, yeah.
They've come and gone, but TikTok just seems to keep coming back, being like, you know nothing about music.
Which they're not wrong, but
Absolutely true.
indie music is what we say it is, baby. We run this town.
And yeah, I fucking say whatever I want. We're gonna draft country music 80s icons. Prince, number 1.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh man.
What are we going to draft, Elliot?
The draft this week is 80s music.
Go on, pat yourself if you want to say indie.
No, I'm not gonna say.
No, it's not indie. It's just 80s artists.
We are drafting
Indie.
We're drafting 80s music artists.
With an alternative nature.
With
Not even of an alternative nature, to be fair, on my list, so might
No.
of them.
most of mine are alternative, but I've got one that isn't.
So, I won last week, so it is your pick first. But I would also like to point out that the public vote did say that I won the first week as well. So, contentious, but
Nah, well, public vote don't mean nothing. I'm afraid. The
Thank
vote
you,
is
Yoda.
the vote is in this room.
mean nothing. It does.
We are a board of directors. We do not reference the public at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're not a democracy here, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Kim.
Possible.
Really, we need another director to because otherwise we can never have a vote on anything.
Yeah, we do technically need 3, but it's fine. We can just get a conscientious observer.
Yeah, there he is.
Is that the term?
It's a term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need one of those.
Draft.
Draft.
Did you see? Sorry, before we go, someone took the piss about how the way you said draft on the second video.
Yeah.
Because you were like, we're gonna do a draft. He put like, bro said draft. Totally really
I
took
did
me like,
say that. I did see that. So
stuff.
we're gonna draft 80s music artists.
Yeah, man, and you go first because you're shit.
I'm gonna take Bowie.
Well, it's just you could see it. I'm gonna take someone who I wouldn't actually pick, but I know you're going to, so I'm gonna nick it. I'm gonna take Prince. Shit. Tactical Games, baby.
Damn.
Wouldn't even be in my list, but I bet it was second on yours. So
It wasn't because I was gonna see the play of the game, but you know it's good. It's a good choice.
cheers, mate.
Prince is iconic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Duran Duran.
Oh, great band.
Great.
One of the best James Bond theme songs ever written.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
One of, not the best, but
No.
one of.
Yeah.
Top,
It's
probably top 5, maybe my top 5. Duran Duran wrote A View to a Kill soundtrack. And it's really good. So if you haven't heard it, check it out. That's my covered artist for the week. Duran Duran. Yeah, really, really good James Bond soundtrack, mate. So I'll give you that.
Okay. Cool.
I think I'm going to go for them because I've had them in every draft so far. So I'm going to see how many I can get them in. I'm going to go for the Smiths.
Good.
Trip for 3 drafts in a row I've had them, and you just can't beat them.
It's good. Very
Unbelievable.
good choice.
Yeah.
Very good choice.
Thanks, mate.
I'm gonna go Joy Division.
Yeah, really good. Another really, really good choice. Oh, there's so many now. I'm gonna go with Aerosmith.
Oh, what a fucking shout!
Just such a fucking good band.
Such a good band.
Yeah.
I forgot they. Oh.
One of the bands that makes me wish I was 18 in the 80s.
Yeah.
Could just go to Aerosmith gigs every week.
That's
so good.
Brand for you.
I love Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Not really. I'm quite into my sort of older rock bands.
I love Aerosmith. Oh wow, you've really.
Sorry,
I
mate.
forgot they existed as a band. I'm so gonna go on a stint of Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm gonna go with Spandau Ballet.
Ooh.
Oh, what a band!
Good band, but wouldn't listen to them.
Disappointing. Who are they?
Spandau Ballet. Did Gold, always believe in your soul.
Oh, okay.
I Spandau Ballet. It's a really song. No, I picked them. Really bad choice. Look. We're getting competitive in here now, baby. I am going to take the Stone Roses.
Good choice.
They released a debut album in '89, so I'm taking them as an '80s artist. They're fucking brilliant, and again, probably got overlooked in the last couple of drafts as well. So, I'm gonna get them in there.
The Jam.
Yeah, had them written down. Really good choice. Really, really good choice. Nearly just picked them.
Yeah, sound lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna go House Martins.
Again, who's that?
Who's that?
What?
No one in this room knows who that is.
Chris does. Anyone with any knowledge does. They did Caravan of Love.
What is that? Isn't that the In-Betweeners episode?
Yeah. One up here, one up there, one on my tongue.
Well, that's disgusting that you don't know now.
Well, I think it's disgusting that you put it in a fucking draft.
I don't think so.
Obviously not that fucking good.
You should. A big influence on a lot of bands, House
Can you
Martins.
sing one of their songs?
How does Caravan of Love go?
So no.
Well, I do. Yeah, I just can't pick where to start it.
At the start of the band.
It is quite similar to that, actually.
Oh, right, okay. It's actually...
Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love.
I haven't heard that in my life. I don't know about you, Elliot.
It doesn't mean that it's a bad song. That's on
No,
you.
of course not.
I'm surprised by you because they're very iconic. Like, influence a lot of bands.
Okay.
Yeah, check them out. You'll like them.
Yeah, maybe I will.
There you go. That's another up and coming shout for you. Duran and the House Martins.
I'm gonna go. My last pick. I'm gonna go with arguably my favourite band from the '80s, the Undertones. I fucking love the Undertones.
Yeah.
So good.
I don't actually listen to them.
My perfect cousin.
But you are at home.
Yeah. Okay. Quite a tough one actually this week.
Yeah. You've still got one more.
Have I?
No, he doesn't.
I started.
Yeah, I must do. Have you done one too many?
You both have 5. What did you start with, Elliot? Who was your first?
Bowie.
Bowie. Ah, okay. Well, you did one extra.
Oh.
I really thought Joe started. Did we just say Bowie and then move on?
Yeah.
So no discussion. Right,
Pretty
okay.
much, yeah.
So you have an extra one, Eddie. You need to remove.
That would take out the Undertones.
Yeah. Undergone surgery.
Sadly.
No tones.
Okay.
No
Put
tones.
death. Oh, I hate that no tone.
Do we need a winner
All
picking?
over.
We need a winner picking.
We do. So can you?
You're in a canoe?
Kazoo? What?
Vuvuzela. That's me in the canoe, man.
Oh, okay.
Going down Schitt's Creek.
Right.
Left.
Am I picking a winner?
Yeah.
No. Can you read them out first?
Okay. Elliot, you chose Bowie, Duran Duran, Joy Division, Spandau Ballet,
Spandau Ballet.
and The Jam.
Sorry, quickly. How have you spelled Spandau Ballet?
I put a question mark at the end. I spelled it span, space, do, like the German word you, space, ballet.
Elliot said it. He did. He said
Spandau.
Spandau
Ballet. Did I? Oh, whoops.
Whoops. Could be a different man. So yeah, to be fair.
Okay. Man says Spandau. So, Spandau Ballet, The Jam.
Nice.
Joe, you said Prince, The Smiths, Aerosmith, Stone Roses, and House Martins.
I think House Martins might let you down.
Yeah.
Only, but that's frustrating because that's your lack of knowledge rather than an actual.
Well, I also didn't know the ballet band.
Yeah, so they cancel each other out. That's fine. Plus,
so
that's the
just
worst pick.
Just going off the other four.
That's a bad pick.
Spandau Ballet's not a
They've literally got one song.
It's
My
about
phone wasn't up there.
as good as House Martins.
It's not. You'll change your mind if you listen to both of those. One is like a pop band that had a big hit, and one is a genuinely like well-known indie.
Well, let's do it after this.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, I'm picking Elliot as the winner this week.
That is a shambles. That is an absolute shambles. No one will agree.
Well, Chris has voted for you, but Chris doesn't have any voting power.
Well, he does. He does.
He's in the room. That was our rules.
I'm the director.
Kill the director.
Yeah, please.
So it's 2-2. So it's public vote.
Well, Joe, you also won the first two.
No, I haven't.
Have you not? Okay, well, I don't know.
Public vote.
It's evens at the minute currently.
Public vote.
Okay.
Gets your asses on
It's
Instagram.
close. But, yeah, Elliot wins.
No, he doesn't. I'm going to a public vote. It's 2-2.
Earlier in this episode, we said public vote means nothing.
Changed my mind.
Is that how it works?
Happens, mate. Does happen. And the internet should remember that. People change their minds. People change, baby. She might be a good guy after this. Didn't even say weird shoe. Like, I could talk about anyone. So
Grant.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Bit of a slimy fucker, Hugh Grant. He creeps me out a little bit now. Now he's a bit older. Buy tickets
I
to the
won.
festival. No, you didn't. No, I'm not taking your
No,
hand.
we won.
No, it's 2-2.
It's how the TikTok ends. You've got to shake my hand.
Yeah, but it's quite good that it ends not. I'll fist bump you, but it's not to say you've won.
I'm not doing a fist bump.
You could kiss.
Right then, thank you very much for listening. Go vote on the poll on Spotify. Go buy a fucking ticket. We'll see you on the other side. Peace. And buy a ticket. Peace.